Hi guys, I'm SHESOMAJOR and this is going to be my first vlog video actually recording and talking to you for YouTube. So I'm pretty excited. I'm a little nervous because I kind of hate being in front of the camera. I've been doing it for so many years as a model, but I kind of really don't like video too much, but I'm getting there. So hopefully this is the beginning of a new journey and I get to know all of you and I get to help you travel the world like I am doing. So first things first, I'm going to tell you a little about me. I'm Sherice, but lots of people call me SHESOMAJOR. I have been blogging since about 2009. I didn't start off as a travel blog. I started off as a celebrity and entertainment blogger, but as the years went by, I kind of fell out of love with, talking about celebrities and following their lives because my life was interesting and I'm like, maybe I should just write and talk about my own self. So that's where it really started from, just wanting to talk about, the things that I do, the things that I like, because so many people were asking me, well, Sherice, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I got the bright idea one day to just restart the blog. I shut my old blog down. It was called SHESOMAJOR as well. And then I restarted it and I just started to talk a lot about my travels. So that's where it started, and it has really picked up because I talk about everything on the blog. I talk about travel guides, travel hacks, how I get to travel for so cheap. That didn't come out right, but how I get to travel, it's still not coming out right, but how I travel for cheap. Anyways, you guys know what I'm saying, but I talk about everything pertaining to travel on SHESOMAJOR / STILLSOMAJOR, because you can get to the website by two different addresses, STILLSOMAJOR as well as SHESOMAJOR. So some of the places I've traveled to so far, of course, I've traveled to Europe. I've done Italy. I've done different places in Italy. I've done Rome. I've done the Amalfi Coast. I've done Venice. I've done Florence, which is absolutely my favorite place to travel. I love it. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the people. It's pretty amazing. I did the Olympics in Brazil just a few months ago. I have done China, which was really not my favorite place. And I've done Antigua, I've done Greece, I've done Santorini and Mykonos and Athens. So, I've been quite a few places, so I think that that qualifies me to talk to you about travel. So that is just a little about me, an introduction to me and my life and what I do. And so, but the purpose of this video is, the main purpose, a lot of people don't know why it's important to travel. And, I sit down a lot and I tell people that travel is a luxury, but it is also a necessity. You should travel. Everyone should at least try to do something new every year because it's an eye-opening experience. There's so many things that you can learn about other people, about the world, and about yourself that, traveling opens you up to. So it's so important for you to just get out there and see the world. So I'm going to talk to you about 5 reasons why it is so important to travel. So I hope you're ready. So reason number 1 why travel is necessary. This for me is most important. Travel is necessary because it is educational. Traveling for me has opened up my eyes to so much. I was always a history buff in school. So for me, traveling was like, I was walking through the pages of a history book, especially when I was in Rome. Like, I learned about the Colosseum, the Vatican, like all of the things that I studied in school, I was able to see in person, like look at the roof of the Sistine Chapel and think, wow, that is amazing. So traveling really helps you to understand the world, understand different cultures, understand people. So it's very educational. It opens up your eyes. It dispels prejudices, bigotry, and of course, it just opens you up to new experiences. you know, being the same person every day, doing the same things, it's kind of boring, and traveling opens you up to so much more. So my first point is traveling is educational. You can learn so much. So the second reason why traveling is a necessity is because you get to learn so much about yourself and other people. I always tell people, well, I always tell couples, the best way to learn if you two are a match or if you're gonna make it in the long run is to travel together. So when you travel with people, you learn everything. You learn their real personalities. Their representative is no longer there. They are their true selves. So you learn how cheap a person is when you travel. You learn how miserable that person is, how tolerant. You know, you learn how they interact, how open-minded they are, how closed-minded they are, how prejudiced they are, how stereotypical they are. And basically, if they're a fun person, you know, if they're adventurous, because let me tell you something. This thing, mouth, it can say anything, but once you put it to the test, during travel, you will really see who that person is. Traveling lets you know not only what other people are like, but it also opens you up to who you are. I think the best types of traveling is solo traveling. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn how to love yourself. You learn what your limitations are, and you push yourself to new heights. My first solo trip, I went to Europe, and I know it's not like the worst place to go for a solo trip because the people are so friendly and it's a real tourism destination. So my first solo trip was in England and Paris, and it was only me, and I had to learn how to budget my finances. I had to learn how to, you know, move about in a way that wasn't drawing a lot of attention to myself, because I'm a woman in a foreign country and I don't want to be taken advantage of. So I had to learn, you know, this is the places that you should go. You know, use common sense. You don't have anyone to fall on or rely on. So you really have to trust your instincts. You have to, you know, be responsible. You can't go out drinking because, of course, you have no one to rely on to take you home. You have to make sure that, you know, you trust your instincts. And you know, traveling solo is a good way to get to know yourself. Get to know how far you push yourself, how much you trust yourself. And it just teaches you so much about who you are as a person, or how much you've grown, honestly. So I think solo travel is one of the most fulfilling types of travel. So number two, the second reason why you should travel is because it teaches you a lot about yourself and teaches you a lot about others. So if you want to know if that person is the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, hop on a plane and go to Mexico or someplace fun, you know. Reason number three why travel is necessary. I don't know about you, but I work a lot. I'm sitting to a desk. No, I don't travel full time because, you know, that's not realistic for me right now. So I'm able to travel a lot because of work and because I have a lot of vacation time. So because I work a lot, my job requires me to be stressed out. It requires me to meet deadlines. It requires a lot of on-the-go work. It requires me to be sitting down at a desk for long periods of time. So I'm not sure about you, but it stresses me out. I have back problems. I have eye problems from looking at the computer and my cell phone too much. So, you know, traveling gives me a break from all of the stresses. It actually keeps me sane, to be honest. And, you know, you get a lot of physical activity when you travel. I don't know about you, but I'm an adventurous travel. I love to go walking, hiking. I love to do tours. I love to swim. I love to snorkel. So a lot of physical activity is involved with travel. So you will exercise a lot, but don't forget, you will also eat a lot. When I get back to work from a long vacation or a travel adventure, I am a new woman. I'm like the best person to be around ever, says all of my colleagues. So if you want to, you know, refresh and just have a different attitude or whatever about you, hop hop on a plane and travel. I assure you it will change your mood, bring your blood pressure down, all of the above. So, you know, a good way to just take a break and de-stress from your family, your kids, your significant other, you know, just take a vacation, take a trip, you know, go somewhere, book a ticket and just go. So my fourth pointer is traveling inspires you. So I'm going to tell you a really quick story about myself. When I went on my first solo journey to England, to Europe, I actually got the idea to build an app. Yes, I had an app, and I was inspired to build this app because of my travels. It was a travel guide app for the Bahamas, and I got the idea doing travel that instead of, you know, using maps or guidebooks, why don't I just build an app for my country? Because of course I live in the Bahamas. We have 16 major islands and there's nothing like it. I always see tourists on their scooters or walking up and down with these big maps, and I'm just like, I used this when I was in Europe, so why don't I just bring this here and just implement this here? And I actually did it. For a lot of reasons, it's still not around today, but I can say that I actually built an app and I was inspired to do so from my travels. So that is another reason travel is necessary. It inspires you, it gives you new ideas, it just gives you that aha moment, like I think Oprah would say. So, you know, that's a big thing for me. When I feel drained, uninspired, I need some new ideas, I just hop on a plane and I go someplace and I feel like, well, I don't feel like, I know that the number one place in the world that inspires me, that has always inspires me, is New York City. The electricity, the people, the just vibrancy of the city just wakes me up and just gives me all of, you know, the light bulb just, it just goes off. So for me, that is a big point. And I know a lot of friends too, when they go places, you know, you see different things, because for instance, when you go to Europe, they're like miles ahead of everyone else, or somewhere, you know, so a lot of trends and a lot of technology that come out in those places that it comes out with, if you travel there, you will be one of the first to know what is out, and then you get a jump start on everybody else. So yeah, inspire, travel, get what I'm saying? So that is what I do for inspiration. I travel. And we're at number 5. Why is travel necessary? It is fun. Traveling is fun. It's amazing. I love it. There's nothing that I would love to do in the world except travel. I just lost my train of thought, but bear with me. So traveling, number 5, traveling is fun for you. I'm not sure about you. I live on an island, and yes, it is the most beautiful place in the world, but the activities and the things that I want to do are very limited. So I always have this joke that there's nothing to do in the Bahamas. I've done everything. So I have to travel to other places to have fun. You know, I can't go on a hot air balloon in the Bahamas. There's no hot air balloons. If I want to ride an elephant, I can't do that here because there are no elephants. So I have to travel for the fun that I'm seeking. And so if you've never driven up a mountain that's like way up there in an SUV, like, it is the funnest thing in the world. Did I just make that word up? But yeah, it's like so much fun to do different things that's not available in your country. So that is like the 5th most important point. We're going over all of the reasons why traveling is necessary. And of course, we've gone through 5 pointers today. The first one was traveling is educational. The second was traveling allows you to know yourself better as well as others around you. The third one is traveling is good for you. The 4th is traveling inspires you. And of course, the 5th, travel is fun. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. This is, like I said, the first one. This is my first time standing in the front of a camera and just talking. So I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm going to have more videos for you every week. I'm going to try to do a tip, a guide, a hack, or something, because, you know, in addition to this, I am going to be traveling a lot. So I'm going to bring you vlogs from around the world. So my next trip is Africa. I am so excited. Like, I'm counting down the days on my calendar. Have any one of you guys been to Africa before? Can you give me some pointers? Where should I go? Where should I eat? What should I do? I'm I'm so excited. I can't tell you any lie. I'm going with Explore Africa Tours. They are now offering tours around the continent of Africa this year. It's Cape Town and Johannesburg. And I can't wait to review them and tell you, everything that is going to be happening on my trip. So, like I say, if you like this video, if you love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you don't love it, tell me why in my comment section. And don't forget to log on to SHESOMAJOR.com or SHESOMAJOR.com, whatever is your preference, and read all of the guides, hacks, and everything else that I write about. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, everything is SHESOMAJOR crossline, and of course Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I love Pinterest. So that is it for today. I am actually gonna get the hang of this thing. I think it's pretty cool, and it's a way for me to connect to my followers, or fans. I don't think I have followers because not a lot of people follow me yet, but soon. So if you need any travel advice, please don't hesitate to hit me up. I'm Sherice, SHESOMAJOR, and until next time, travel major.